All right, let's talk relationships. What if one of the best tools for making you stronger wasn't about talking more, but actually about being silent? Sounds kind of weird, right? Well, today we're going to dive into how meditation can be a total game changer for your partnership.
I mean, think about it, right? You have a tough day at work, you're worried about money, all that stress. It doesn't just, magically disappear when you walk in the front door. It spills over. It messes with our patience, how we talk to each other, and that connection we have with the person we love most.
Okay, so let's dig into that. When stress hits home, what's the first thing it goes after? What's its main target in our relationships?
It all comes down to emotional connection. You know that feeling? The one where you feel totally seen, heard, and just appreciated by your partner? That's the stuff. It's literally the glue that holds everything together. It builds trust and gives you that us against the world feeling.
But here's the problem. When we get stressed out, that's often the very first thing to go. We get irritable, we pull back, we stop really listening. And that glue, it starts to get brittle. It starts to crack. So, what can we do about it? How do we fix it?
This is where things get really interesting. We're going to look at the actual science here, and it all starts with what's happening inside your brain when you meditate.
Okay, to make this super simple, just picture your brain having two key parts. You've got like a calm, cool, and collected manager up front, and then in the back, you've got this super jumpy alarm system that's always on the lookout for trouble.
And this is the magic of meditation. It basically gives your manager, the prefrontal cortex, a promotion. It makes it stronger so you're better at managing your emotions and making good calls. At the exact same time, it tells that alarm system, the amygdala, to just chill out a bit. So you're way less likely to have that instant, knee-jerk reaction when your partner says something stressful.
And get this, what happens in the brain doesn't just stay in the brain. Nope, it sends these calming ripples all throughout your body.
See, when that internal alarm system is going off all the time, your body gets flooded with this hormone called cortisol. And yeah, it's helpful if you're, actually running from a tiger, but when it's just constant low-level stress, it just wears you down and can even mess with your immune system.
So meditation comes in and basically hits the off switch. It triggers what's called the relaxation response. This is huge. It lowers that cortisol, it reduces inflammation, and it just helps your whole system find its balance again. And it makes sense, right? A calmer body helps create a calmer mind. And that means you can be a calmer partner.
Okay, so the science is pretty cool, but how do you and your partner actually do this? The good news is there's not just one way to medicate. You've got options.
Let's look at 4 really great techniques you can try out together. You could start super simple with breath awareness, just to kind of ground yourselves after a crazy day. Or maybe try loving kindness meditation, where you actively focus on sending good vibes to each other. Guided imagery is another beautiful one. You can revisit happy memories together. The key is to just play around and find what feels right for both of you. They're all different roads leading to the same place, a stronger, deeper connection. All right, but before you get all excited and jump in, let's take a quick reality check. It's super important to know what the research actually shows and what it doesn't.
There was this really fascinating study out of the University of Georgia. They wanted to see if just one partner practiced mindfulness, how did that affect the other person? And what they found was, well, it was pretty surprising, and it points to a dynamic that happens in a lot of relationships.
Okay, so check this out. The researchers found that when the women in the study were more mindful, their male partners actually felt better about the relationship, more secure, more stable. But here's the kicker. The reverse wasn't true. A man's mindfulness didn't have the same effect on his female partner. And the researchers think it's because, in a lot of heterosexual couples, the woman often sets the emotional temperature of the relationship. She's kind of like the thermostat.
Now that's just one study, right? So to get the big picture, scientists did what's called a meta-analysis. They basically mashed together the results of a whole bunch of different studies. And this gives us a much more solid idea of what meditation is really good at.
So what did they find? The evidence is pretty solid, or moderate as they say, that meditation can help with anxiety and pain. That's great. But for things like improving your mood or helping you sleep better, the evidence is still kind of low. Now that doesn't mean it doesn't work for those things. It just means we need more research before we can say for sure.
I just love this way of thinking about it. Mindfulness isn't this magical thing you either have or you don't. It's a skill. Think of it like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it gets. And it's absolutely something you and your partner can build, together.
And you don't need to make it this big, complicated thing. Seriously, just find 5 minutes. Turn off the phones, find a quiet spot, and just sit together. Focus on your breathing. That's it. Your mind's going to wander, that's totally normal. The goal isn't perfection, it's just practice. And maybe, just maybe, spend 1 minute afterward sharing what that was like. That little check-in can be incredibly connecting.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In our crazy, noisy world where everything is fighting for our attention, could it be that the most important conversation you have with your partner today is one that doesn't use any words at all?